courtroom door opens and a man in a black robe walks in. But unlike the stern, distant figures people expect to see behind the bench, this man carries himself with warmth, a gentle smile tugging at the corners of his face. This is Judge Frank Caprio, known to millions around the world as the nicest judge in the world. His story is not only about law and justice, but about compassion, resilience, and the belief that kindness can be the strongest tool in authority. To understand how a man could redefine justice with empathy, one has to go back to the beginning, to a modest apartment in Providence, Rhode Island, where Frank Caprio's remarkable journey started. He was born on November 24, 1936, in the Federal Hill neighborhood of Providence. His parents, Antonio Caprio and Filomena, were Italian immigrants who carried little in terms of wealth, but an abundance of love, discipline, and values. Antonio worked tirelessly as a fruit peddler and milkman, waking up before dawn, pushing carts, and making deliveries to help provide for the family. Frank was the second of three sons in this tight-knit household. Life was not easy. They lived in a cold water flat with no luxuries, but the environment instilled in young Frank the meaning of hard work and community. From a young age, he shined shoes on the street, delivered newspapers, and even helped his father with milk deliveries. These small jobs shaped his sense of responsibility and gave him empathy for people who struggled to make ends meet. As a boy, Frank was energetic, bright, and full of determination. At Central High School, he showed not only academic ability, but also athletic spirit, eventually winning the state wrestling championship in 1953. He learned that discipline, fairness, and persistence could overcome obstacles. His teachers often spoke of his leadership qualities, and his classmates saw in him someone who could rise beyond the circumstances of their neighborhood. But for Frank, the goal was not merely to rise above. It was to lift others along the way. After high school, he set his eyes on Providence College, a dream that seemed far-fetched for a boy from his background. But Frank was undeterred. He juggled multiple jobs, from working in kitchens to handling deliveries, anything that could help him pay his tuition. In 1958, after years of sacrifice and persistence, he proudly graduated from Providence College. Frank's heart, however, was not just set on academics. He had a deep interest in teaching and in helping young people understand the importance of democracy and civic responsibility. He began teaching American government at Hope High School in Providence. His students often recalled that he made politics and the Constitution come alive, connecting their lessons to real-life issues they faced in their community. But Frank was never content with stopping there. While teaching, he enrolled in night classes at Suffolk University Law School in Boston. The commute was long, the days exhausting, but he powered through, eventually earning his law degree in 1965. By then, he had also served 8 years in the Rhode Island Army National Guard, further cementing his devotion to service and discipline. Frank's entry into politics and public life began in 1962, when, at only 25 years old, he decided to run for a seat on the Providence City Council. With energy, sincerity, and a deep connection to his neighborhood, he campaigned tirelessly, knocking on doors and speaking to voters directly. He won the election, defeating a long-standing incumbent, and served on the council until 1968. His work in city government was marked by a genuine commitment to his constituents, advocating for better services and improvements in local life. It was clear even then that he was not a politician who cared for titles or personal gain. He was motivated by a sense of duty to the community that raised him. After leaving the council, Frank balanced his growing legal career with his dedication to civic causes. He co-founded the law firm Caprio and Caprio right in Federal Hill, on the very land where his mother and aunts once lived. He also ventured into business, joining close friends in 1978 to co-own the famous Coast Guard House restaurant in Narragansett, Rhode Island, which became a beloved local landmark. His life intertwined law, business, and community service seamlessly. He was also chosen as a delegate to 5 Democratic National Conventions and took part in the Rhode Island Constitutional Convention of 1975, playing a role in shaping the state's future. Later, as chairman of the Rhode Island Board of Governors for Higher Education, he oversaw institutions like the University of Rhode Island and Rhode Island College, ensuring opportunities for young students to access education. But it was his judicial career that would bring him the most recognition. In 1985, Frank Caprio was appointed as the Chief Judge of the Providence Municipal Court. From the very beginning, he broke the mold of what people thought a courtroom should feel like. Instead of a place of fear, Frank's courtroom became a place of fairness, understanding, and even humor. For nearly 4 decades, he presided over cases involving traffic violations, parking tickets, and minor offenses. But what made his court extraordinary was not the cases themselves, it was the way he handled them. Instead of rigidly applying the law without consideration, he listened deeply to people's stories. A single mother struggling to feed her children, an elderly man on a fixed income, a young student trying to balance work and school. Judge Caprio saw beyond their offenses into their humanity. This compassionate approach did not stay hidden. His courtroom sessions were filmed for a local cable access show, Caught in Providence, which his brother and wife helped record. What started as a modest community program eventually gained traction. And in 2018, it went national, airing across more than 200 stations. Clips from the show began going viral online, amassing billions of views and millions of followers worldwide. People from every corner of the globe were captivated by this judge, who would sometimes waive fines, reduce penalties, or even turn to children in the courtroom to help decide outcomes. These moments were not gimmicks. They were genuine acts of kindness meant to remind people that the justice system could be fair and compassionate at the same time. Judge Caprio quickly earned the title of America's Nicest Judge. And even more, he became a global symbol of humane justice. This compassionate approach did not stay hidden. His courtroom sessions were filmed for a local cable access show, Caught in Providence, which his brother and wife helped record. What started as a modest community program eventually gained traction, and in 2018, It went national, airing across more than 200 stations. Clips from the show began going viral online, amassing billions of views and millions of followers worldwide. People from every corner of the globe were captivated by this judge, who would sometimes waive fines, reduce penalties, or even turn to children in the courtroom to help decide outcomes. These moments were not gimmicks. They were genuine acts of kindness, meant to remind people that the justice system could be fair and compassionate at the same time. Judge Caprio quickly earned the title of America's Nicest Judge. And even more, he became a global symbol of humane justice. Judge Caprio's story was not without hardship. In December 2023, he revealed publicly that he had been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. His announcement was filled not with self-pity, but with gratitude, as he thanked people for their prayers and spoke about the importance of living life with purpose. Even while undergoing treatment, he remained active, sharing his memoir, Compassion in the Court, Life-Changing Stories from America's Nicest Judge, which was published in early 2025. The book captured not only his most memorable courtroom moments, but also the philosophy that guided his life. Justice without compassion is incomplete. He continued to inspire audiences, delivering speeches, including a powerful commencement address at Providence College in May 2025, where he told graduates to leave the ladder down so others could climb up. In August 20th, 2025, Frank Caprio passed away at the age of 88, surrounded by his family in Providence. The news rippled across Rhode Island, the United States, and the world. Tributes poured in from ordinary citizens, public officials, and international fans who had been touched by his unique style of justice. The state of Rhode Island lowered its flags to half-staff in his honor. The Providence City Council renamed his courtroom the Chief Judge Frank Caprio Courtroom, a permanent reminder of the man who transformed the very meaning of justice in that room. Social media platforms were flooded with clips and memories, from mothers recalling how he forgave their fines, to veterans who said he gave them dignity and hope. His family, including his children and grandchildren, expressed their hope that his legacy would continue to inspire future generations of leaders. Judge Frank Caprio's story is a reminder that true greatness is not measured by wealth, power, or titles, but by the ability to touch lives. He showed the world that even within the rigid walls of a courtroom, there's room for empathy. He proved that listening, understanding, and kindness can change outcomes more profoundly than punishment ever could. From the shoe-shining boy of Federal Hill to a judge beloved around the globe, his journey is one of resilience, service, and compassion. His voice may no longer echo in the Providence courtroom, but his philosophy that justice without kindness is hollow will live on forever. And so, the man once known simply as Guje to his neighbors leaves behind a story that is far larger than life, one that will be told for generations, not just as the tale of a judge, but as the legacy of a human being who understood that the law is strongest when paired with love.